horror fans, or I should say wrestling fans. Yes, it's me, the Horror Miser Monty G. Yes, I am back once again. I had to do my annual break from YouTube, took some time off, went to Wildwood. My wife Kelly went to Wildwood for a week, had a nice time there, but now I'm back once again because it's time to do my prediction video for this coming 2019 edition of Summerslam. Yes. Now, this year's Summerslam is taking place at the Stardust Bank Arena in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Interesting. This will be the 32nd event under the SummerSlam banner. It is their second biggest pay-per-view of the year, next to WrestleMania, and they seem to have a pretty good card. Now, there's only 10 matches on this card, but I believe there's going to be some other matches probably get thrown in there, which we won't be able to predict because, like I believe if you saw on SmackDown last night, we do have new SmackDown Women's Champions as Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross won the Fatal 4-Way. I think it was a Fatal 4-Way match on SmackDown last week. They are the new Women's Tag Team Champions. They might actually go up against the Iconics. This SummerSlam is not on the card, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see that on the card. And plus, we have some other things going on. Roman Reigns has a storyline going on where it's possible he might take on Rowan in a match because we're trying to figure out, who this guy is trying to hurt Roman Reigns. And the last time we saw that on SmackDown was that the guy said that Rowan was the one that was trying to hurt Roman Reigns. So you might see a matchup of that as well. So those two matches could be added on. But right now, we just want to predict the matches that we do know that it's scheduled to be on Sunday for SummerSlam. Now, as I'm recording this, earlier this morning, I was watching the live stream of Danny and Gory on Horror Addicts when they were making their predictions of Sunday night's event for SummerSlam. I went on ahead and told them what I was going to predict out to see if I can stick to those matches that I predicted on their live stream. And we're going to start off with the Cruiserweight Championship, where we have Drew Gulak versus Oney Lorcan. Now, I'm not familiar with this guy. I know Gulak. I think he just won the title not too long ago. I really don't see him losing that much. I know Oney, he's more on an NXT or 205, so I'm going to say that Gulak retains the title and he will still remain the Cruiserweight Champion. An interesting matchup as we have the Queen Charlotte Flair going up against WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus. Now, just like Danny and Gory were saying, since this is in Toronto, and I agree with Gory, that Charlotte Flair, she really doesn't need to. She can lose this match. It won't hurt her. She's done enough as far as what she's accomplished in the WWE. I don't think losing will hurt her status. She'll still be recognized as the queen. I know Trish Stratus, she's been saying she wants that final matchup, and interesting pairing. I think this will be an interesting matchup. I think Trish Stratus will go on ahead and win the matchup, so I'm going to give this over to Trish Stratus. In an interesting matchup, here we have Dolph Ziggler, who's been going around saying he can crush all the legends. It was interesting because it looks like he was going up against The Miz, but that wasn't the case. And it looked like he was going up against Shawn Michaels. That wasn't the case. And as we saw on Raw, he's going up against Goldberg, of all people. I guess they wanted to make Goldberg look a little better because the match he had with The Undertaker wasn't that good. And I guess Dolph Ziggler will do his best to make Goldberg look good. But I think this is going to be a squash matchup. He'll probably get a couple moves in, and then Goldberg will spear him and jackhammer him, and that'll be the end of the match, and Goldberg will win this one. And what could be the match of the night we have for the United States Championship? We have the current champion AJ Styles versus Ricochet. Now, since the Balor Club, I think is what they're called, or the club, whatever club that they were called back when they were in New Japan Pro Wrestling, that's what they're all together right now. It wouldn't surprise me to see, because you don't want to have Ricochet look bad, that they would interfere in this matchup and Ricochet will win the matchup. So it wouldn't surprise me if they go that route. I still see AJ Styles winning this matchup. He'll retain the title. But I think his homeboys, Anderson, and I can't remember the other guy's name, will go on ahead and interfere in the matchup just when it looks like Ricochet is going to win. But it's going to be a pretty good matchup. So like I said, I think AJ Styles will retain the title, but I think Ricochet will win, but only because of outside interference, and AJ Styles keeps the belt. In his debut as The Fiend, Bray Wyatt will take on Finn Balor. Now, I don't know if Finn Balor is going to come in as the Demon in this particular one, but this should be an interesting matchup. Now, just like Danny said when I was listening to him earlier, Finn Balor's been asking for some time off to spend some time with his family, so it wouldn't surprise me if he loses this matchup, because him winning the matchup then disappearing from television wouldn't really make any sense booking-wise. So I think Bray Wyatt and his new character, The Fiend, will win this matchup because they've been pushing this for a long time. The skits have been excellent. I think The Fiend is a very scary character. That mask is creepy, and no one can pull this off better than Bray Wyatt. So I think Bray Wyatt will win this matchup. In an interesting matchup, we have Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon, and the stipulation is that if Owens loses, he will have to quit the WWE. Now, I actually explained this earlier this morning with Dan and Glory. It really wouldn't surprise me, and I think we really would love to see CM Punk come out here. Because Shane's been running this best in the world gimmick, I think since him and Miz won the tag team titles, and then he got on Miz, and he's been calling himself the best in the world. We all know that's CM Punk's tagline. So I would love to see CM Punk come back into the WWE. Now, I know it's asking a lot. Like, he didn't get along with Triple H at all. I know some of the backstories that he had, some of the problems he had with Triple H. Obviously, his UCF career did not go well. I know he has a movie coming out that was directed by the Soska sisters. I believe it's called Rabbit. They're a remake of the David Cronenberg film. I'm pretty sure it's not produced by the WWE. But I'm pretty sure they would love to have him back so they can go on ahead and help promote him, or probably get something off of him. You know, his wife is also starring, AJ Lee. She's in this movie as well. As much as I would love, I mean, it would really be funny to see that happening. I know that's asking a lot. But I think Kevin Owens will finally win this matchup. It's time for Shane McMahon to finally go back to the back. This winning streak that he's been on for a while should be enough right now, and I don't see Kevin Owens going anywhere anytime soon. He's too over. He's done a great job. So I see him doing this little anti-hero persona that he's coming up with now. So I'd like to do the same thing with Stone Cold. So I think we'll see a stunner, and we'll see Kevin Owens win this matchup. But I still love to see CM Punk come out. That would be funny. For the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, we have the current champion Kofi Kingston taking on Randy Orton. Now, this is an interesting matchup because it plays back into the time when Kofi Kingston first came on, and it looked like there was some rift between the two of them, where Randy Orton held Kofi Kingston back. Now, I don't know if that's true or not. It could be kayfabe. It could be just something to add on to the booking that they have on here. But this is going to be an interesting matchup. But right now, I can't see them taking the belt off of Kofi Kingston. I wouldn't be surprised to see Randy Orton get himself disqualified, though, so he can still remain face because he is one of the living legends in WWE. But I still believe Kofi Kingston's still a credible champion. This would be a big notch win for him if he can win it. Now, I think Kofi Kingston will retain the title. And another interesting matchup for the SmackDown Women's Heavyweight Championship, we have current champion Bayley going up against Ember Moon. Now, the booking's been kind of weird. You know, they came off as friends. He said, go on ahead, I'll challenge you for the belt if you win. And then they had this tag team matchup where, unfortunately, you know, they seemed to be okay. They had another friendly matchup where it was okay, but then Bayley gave her ending move. And then Ember did the same thing to Bayley. I think this would be a pretty good matchup. But at this point right now, I don't know if Ember Moon's ready to carry the torch yet. Maybe after WrestleMania, she might be able to become the SmackDown Women's Champion. But I think Bayley is more over. I think they like her as a Women's Champion. So Bayley will retain the Women's Championship. And another interesting matchup we have for the Raw Women's Championship. We have current champion Becky Lynch, the Man, versus Natalya. Now, Natalya has been going on a real mean streak as of late. If we saw in the last current episode of Raw and SmackDown, where she just refused to let go of the sharpshooter. This is also a submission matchup. So we have the Disarmer from Becky Lynch versus the sharpshooter from Natalya. Now, we all know that the Montreal Screwjob took place not in this venue, but in Toronto, Canada. There's some speculation that we might see a screw job here where Natalya gets Becky Lynch into the sharpshooter. All of a sudden, they ring the bell and Natalya wins the title. At this point right now, I don't know if they will take the title off of Becky Lynch at this point right now. She's still the most over female in the company right now. If you haven't seen the commercial, she and Roman Reigns are the two faces on the WWE's latest game, WWE 2020. I haven't played any of those games, but I understand that there's a story mode, and I believe she's the first woman that has a story mode. Dan said this earlier today, but I haven't played those games, so I really don't know that for sure. So I really can't see them taking the belt off of Becky Lynch at this point in time right now. Now, it would be nice to see Natalya win, but at this point right now, I don't think it's going to suit her purpose suit the purpose of moving the title off Becky Lynch because she's still over. So Becky Lynch, I'm going to give the match to her, and she will retain the Raw Women's title. And for the WWE Universal Championship, we have current champion Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins. Now, Rollins has gotten his ass kicked twice in these last couple of moments on Raw. Moments on Raw, and we saw Paul Heyman, just mention said that he must be crazy or he's lost his marbles. But he refuses to give up, and I suspect that he's still going to put up a good match. But at this point in time, I just don't see them taking the belt off of Brock Lesnar, even though he's a part-time guy. They must love having the belt on him. He's a good worker when he wants to be, when he's in the ring, when he comes to the matches, But we had enough of this part-time championship when he had the belt for over a year. But I just don't see Seth getting the title back, so I'm going to give this match to Brock Lesnar. I'm assuming that he's going to put up something, but eventually all the beatdowns that he's taken on the past two Raws and SmackDown are going to take his toll, and he's just going to F5 to death. So I'm going to give the match to Brock Lesnar. He will retain the Universal Championship. So that's it. That's my predictions for SummerSlam coming this Sunday pay-per-view. Or if you're a WWE Network fan like I am, I will watch it for free this Sunday. Like I said before, we might have 2 additional matches with the women's tag team titles with Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. They may take on the Iconics because they lost the title, so we could have a rematch with them. And we could see Roman Reigns versus Rowan. Those are 2 possible matches that we could add on. I don't know. But I'm not going to predict them because they're not in the main card. So we're going to stick with the 10 matches that we have right here. So, my wrestling fans, what are your predictions for SummerSlam? Leave your comments below and tell me what you think is going to happen for this year's SummerSlam. Well, that's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if this is your first time here, please hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell. That way you can notify anytime when I put up new videos, whether it be horror reviews, wrestling predictions, unboxing videos, or anything horror related. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, wrestling rules. Rock, take us home. We're out.